win money. Yes, real U.S. dollars. 2,500 Dorothy Hamills, 2,500 David Duchovnys, 2,500 buckaroos. That could buy you tickets to Pyeongchang to catch tomorrow night's opening ceremonies. If you leave tonight, I believe you'll arrive 3 days ago. That's how the time zones work. It's just easier to watch it on TV. But before you tune to NBC, stay with me here on HQ. And before we get started, let me ask you, is your device charged? Is your chat swiped? Are your suits pinstriped? That last one's not important, but remember, you can swipe away the chat if that's distracting you. You need to focus. Focus on me. All eyes on me. I'm over here. Now I'm over here. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, baby. Let's get this show on the road. Numero uno. What form of energy do batteries provide? Synergy, emotional, or electrical? And the world is made of energy, and the world is electricity. And there's a lot inside of you and a lot inside of me. Electrical energy is what we get from batteries. Where my battery mate's at. 1,126,384 of you are going to keep going and going and going. You have the power. The rest of you getting drained on Q1. Q2, which country is the all-time Olympic medal winner in Nordic combined? Egypt, Morocco, or Norway? Man, this might seem like a complicated, crazy question for Q2, but look at those answers there and think about it. The Nordic combined. Not a whole lot of skiing going down in Egypt and Morocco. As you might have guessed, Norway has dominated this event. It combines cross-country with ski jumping, and 1,006,313 of you are jumping on to the next question. Yeah, King Olav V of Norway even competed in this event in the 1920s. Look at the combined medal count here. Look at that. I think Egypt, Morocco, Norway's got them beat by 30. Hey, special guest tomorrow night, by the way, here in HQ. You want to skate with us to tomorrow night? Yeah, you only get that kind of guest on HQ. Tune in and find out. Q3. Which Rose was the lead singer of Guns N' Roses? Pete, Jalen, or Axl? A rose by any other name would shred just as hard. Charlie Hustle is Pete Rose, who was a baseball player, a very good baseball player, but also a gambler. And those two don't mix, unfortunately. Jalen Rose, a baller in a different league, the NBA, but William Bruce Rose Jr., a.k.a. Axl, has been leading GNR since 1985. Who's got an appetite for questions? We got more after this one. I got an appetite for the answer. Axl is your answer. 868,594. Using your illusion. The rest of you getting tossed out with the Chinese laundry. Deep cut. We lost over 100,000 there. Q4, in a best-selling little golden book, who was the monster at the end of this book? Sesame Street's Grover, Dracula, or the Reader? Ooh. Oh, sweet child o' mines. Who knows this one? Remember your childhood? Sweet chillin' of mine. First published in 1971. It's the all-time best-selling Sesame Street book starring the lovable, furry old Grover. Yes, Grover is the monster. Oh, boy, Oberto. Savagery here at Q4. Ooh, we lost over nearly 700,000 of you getting galoolied here at Q4. We're down to 246,000. Red Rover, send Blue Grover over to Q5. Embarazada is the Spanish word for what? Naked, pregnant, or embarrassed? Embarazada. Estoy embarazada. No, es no posible. Porque words that look like they translate easily to English words but don't are called false friends. And embarazada is a great example of one. It's a doozy because it means pregnant, not embarrassed. That would be too easy. And look at that, a gut puncher. Oh my Lanta. We just lost 170,000 down to 82,259 of you. Estupenda de eres, pero por los otros, no más. No más cuestiones. Q6. Which American car manufacturer first introduced seat belts? Jeep, Ford, or Nash? I know it's pregunta, right? Preguntas are questions, not cuestiones. I was combining French. Look, it's been a while since college. Hey, the very first seatbelts in these United States were strapped onto passengers in 1949. Those who bought Nash vehicles, yes. Call Don Johnson. We got Nash Bridges and oh my Lanta, savagery, world star. We just lost over 70,000 there. A slim minority slipping through, surviving this one. The rest of you got to buckle up. You crashed and burned here. 8,990. You guys, you got a bumpy ride ahead. There's much weeping and gnashing of teeth for those who are out. But we have 6 more questions to go. Q7. Which of these authors has not written a comic book about Black Panther? Roxane Gay, Ta-Nehisi Coates, or Cornel West? The movie is coming out next week. The Black Panther movie. He first appeared in the Fantastic Four in 1966 and has had many authors from Stan Lee to Christopher Priest, but Cornel West is not one of them. He has not written any Black Panther-related comic books, although he does have a 3-issue arc on Turok Dinosaur Hunter. 4,664 of you saying, "Westward ho! Go west, young men and women, my age cuties." You got Q8. Last year, Microsoft angered customers by announcing it would eliminate what Windows software? WordPad, Solitaire, or Paint? You can't get the internet angry, which is what Microsoft did, so they reversed it. People like this so much, Microsoft changed their minds and said MS Paint will always be available free in the Windows Store. Flip it back and reverse it. 3,351 of you are up on your tech trends, your news from the last year. That's good. After 30 years, I've almost gotten the hang of the curve tool. I'm so glad we still have it. 3,351 feeling macro hard. The rest painting themselves into a corner here. Q9, which of these cities has not hosted the Olympics more than once? Innsbruck, St. Moritz, or Amsterdam? Has not. So 2 of these have hosted more than once, aka multiple times. Austria's Innsbruck hosted in 1964 and 1976. And the Swiss town of St. Moritz did the same in 1928 and 1948, which means Amsterdam is left saying, "Damn, Daniel, let me host again." 1,713 of you got it right. The Winter Olympics, they aren't coming, they're here. I was just watching the men's figure skating before this. Nathan Chen. Q10. A 1984 Devo album has the same name as a massive 1984 single by what band? The Human League, Pet Shop Boys, or Tears for Fears? You got this one? The album and the hit song have the same name. I got a gut, a feeling. The album and the song were called Shout. Shout. Let it all out. History tells us Tears for Fears shouted a lot louder. Tears for Fears is your answer. 566. Remember the 80s. You love the 80s. Shout reached #1 in the US. The Devo album, the same name, got poor reviews, and the band went on hiatus for a few years after that. It's just the quiz. It's just the quiz you want. Do. I've got an uncontrollable urge to ask you Q11, the penultimate question. Police tell arrestees they have the right to remain silent thanks to a Supreme Court ruling against what U.S. state? Arizona, Nevada, or New Mexico? You have the right. You have the right to remain silent. The right to remain. The Miranda rights. That's what I'm talking about. The Miranda rights. You know those, right? They became federal law in 1966 with a 5-4 Supreme Court decision, starting a long tradition of TV cops forgetting to read them to suspects. It was the case of Miranda versus Arizona. Oh, we're raising Arizona here. 397 of you are. Sipping your Arizona iced tea. You guys are in the zona tonight, but you have one more question. That's right, Q12. Folks, this is it. It all boils down to this. 397 players, $2,500. Who's going for the gold? Who's getting that bag? Q12, in Da Vinci's Last Supper, which disciple is depicted holding a weapon? Peter, Judas, or John? Yeah, I really think someone should draw a parody of The Last Supper, or do like a Photoshop with like The Sopranos in there, or like My Little Ponies, Pokemon, Futurama characters. You know, like, I think it's ripe for parody. Someone should do it. Da Vinci's famous painting, Last Supper, shows Jesus balling out with his 12 disciples. Yeah, they got a table, they got bottle service. Judas, Peter, and John are all in one group. It's a good group. Judas holding a bag. But my friends, Peter's got a knife. He has the weapon. 124 of you have the answer. You're our winners, baby! My friends, 124 winners. 124, and there's so much more. Splitting 25 hundo. That's an Andrew Jackson and an FDR dime and a Jefferson nickel and a Lincoln penny. You get all the presidents tonight. $20.16 to all of you big winners, featuring Cabeza. Oh, Cabeza knew the embarazada question. C. King SC, Paul Paquette, we salute you. Oh, Canada, BT Radio, Hess J, A. Varner, Static 180, Dizzy, McGizzy, something like that. I can't pronounce those. Hey, that's our game tonight. Come back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, because we are live every weekday at 3 p.m. We are kicking off your weekend with 2 more games of live trivia here on HQ, only on HQ. Remember, tomorrow night, special guest will be suiting up with me, putting on skates, perhaps. I don't want to say any more. Until then, I'm signing off. I'm Scott Rogowski, and I'm going to say fare thee well now. Let your life proceed by its own design. Nothing to tell now. Let the words be yours. I'm done with mine. Good night.